Our chauffeur has arrived. So here's Cindy, our personal chauffeur, touring the wine country with us.
You guys are so rich, important, and famous that you need to be driven around.
And there you have it. Our friend Cindy has been living in California for most of her life, and she enjoys wine. She's been wine tasting all over California and has actually been a member of several different wine tasting clubs. So when we were getting ready to leave Santa Clarita, she told us we really need to stop in Paso Robles. And she's telling us all about it, and we did some begging and pleading to please show us what it's all about. And when finally Mark started crying, she agreed to join us and give us a personal tour of Paso Robles Wineries.
Robert Hall, tasting tours, 10 a.m. Are we alcoholics that we're showing up right?
Yep.
We're early at 10.
And I had a beer last night with what's her name, so there you go.
Look at this nice entrance.
This is not one of your impressive wineries. It's a very nice building.
Yeah.
But you know, here it's on the edge of town, sorry. You know, and
I'm glad I didn't have to come up that with the motorhome.
Well, you don't really take your motorhome.
So first stop on the Cindy tour of wineries in Paso Robles is Robert Hall.
We've contracted with Olson Tours Ltd. Limited, and the deal is that she will show us enough wineries and enough places until she gets tipsy, and then I have to take over driving.
There you go. It's a good deal.
Until we all sign up for AA.
Say that again for the camera. What do you want to get?
I would like to get a charcuterie.
Charcuterie!
We're having a French experience.
There you go. That's responsible drinking too. I like that.
It is.
That's one of my new favorite words. The other one is I like to say Punta Gorda.
I bet you.
Oh
That's
my
that
God!
Florida.
And now, let's go. So they have a nice variety of places to sit. Got the outdoors, very spacious.
Okay, we had breakfast wine, now we're having lunch.
How did you come about to even know all this stuff about wines? I mean, a class, or just did you taste a lot and learn a lot?
Part of it was, honestly, back in probably high school, college, my Uncle Gene, who lived up in Sacramento, California, was really into really good wines.
Okay.
And he traveled a lot with his business, and he even became some kind of chevalier du vin in France, where they had a whole ceremony, and it looked like a graduation robe. I mean, it was craziness.
We'll explain what that means down here.
I don't even know what it means,
We'll
but
look it up.
So he got part of the
Related
side.
to charcuterie?
It probably is because it's French words. And so he was really into wines, and they had a wine cellar built in their house in Atherton.
Drop this off
And
and run.
perfect.
Big bold and inky, blackberry, cherry nuts,
I love Syrah.
cinnamon tobacco, and chocolate.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So Uncle Gene, so he was really into wines, and he had a wine cellar and everything, and he didn't necessarily have to have expensive wines. He just liked the good kind. So then I kind of got into it, and I didn't have any wine knowledge at all. It was just like, oh, that one is from up in that area, so I will have that wine. It must be a good one. But then as I got older, I got a couple books, and then when I got an opportunity to try some different wineries, I tried them and I asked questions. I always ask questions, and I learned stuff. And I learned stuff.
All this tasting was when you were 13?
Yeah, which is why then I spent my 20s in rehab. I did not. This was definitely even after college. This was definitely much later. And you know, so doing that and learning little bits of stuff, it's like I know a little bit about everything and not much about anything.
You know,
that
jack of all trades but master of nothing.
That is totally me. So I mean, I know stuff like terroir. It has to do with the soil, the climate, the altitude, and that's all those things together that make different grapes flourish in different areas. I know that word. Do I know which one is what? No. But well,
so even how did you come about knowing like, I can smell the chocolate or the tannins are strong? What the heck is a tannin anyways?
Well,
what does it taste like?
That is that you'll notice now when I tell you. And I can't necessarily smell all the stuff. I'm always a little stuffed up, so I have a hard time. But the tannins are the bitterness that is in like red wine.
The red wine, okay.
And so if you take a red wine and after you take your sip, if your mouth is dry and it kind of gets you back here, that's tannin. And the more tannins that are in there, the more your mouth dries out. I don't like it. Too much is not a good thing for me. Some people, he said he likes it.
So basically you were saying there'd be 0 tannins in Hawaiian Punch?
Hawaiian Punch, 0
It's
tannin.
negative tannin.
Negative tannin.
The Tan Man likes negative
tannin. I love it.
And there you have it. And so how did you learn more about wines and what to smell and how to taste things? I'm learning. Oh my God, Mark.
What, did I ruin the shot?
Yeah, you walked right in.
I have to tell you, we had such a nice time here, and it was such a relaxing, intoxicating talk with the girls that when I went to the restroom right before we left, I literally felt tipsy. So I'm drunk on life today.
Didn't even drink. He sipped 2 of my drinks. That's it. Drunk on life. That's a good drunk. You like that. So Cindy, being the retired teacher that she is, actually came up with an itinerary for all 3 days. And we're not going to be tasting at all of them, but some of them are just so cool, we have to go and check them out. So next on the list is Sculpterra Winery and Sculpture Garden. So we are now at Sculpterra, second stop for our private tour with Cindy. And this place is loaded with sculpture. Take a look. Wow. There are so many different vineyards and wineries in this area, and everybody has their own unique little thing, whether it's a big winery or a small one. And obviously, this one's about sculpture, and they feature different California artists. What do you think, Mark?
Well, I was just thinking, in my whole life, like when I was a little kid, who would think that goldfish are this cool?
True. Here, I thought you were going to give us the structure and how it's attached.
No, they are gold, right?
They are goldfish.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. If you're here with friends, you can entertain yourself with some games. Got a little bocce area. Mark, don't touch the chimes.
Don't tell somebody not to touch something like that.
I know. Just gotta wait for a windy day, I guess. Temptation. Do not do it. Will he do it? Want to play a game of chess? You can do it. Little ping pong? You can do it. Wow, check out this contraption.
Yeah. Just like a kaleidoscope when you were little.
Turn the other side too.
Yeah.
It's not engaged?
No. Do you have an Allen wrench on you?
You're gonna fix it for them?
Yeah.
What a nice guy.
Oh, it'll be brighter.
All right, do it.
Okay, ready? I'll do this side. Can you see it?
Yeah, I dropped my watch. What you looking at, Mark?
Nothing. Apparently, I didn't know this. I thought, like wine grapes are just wine grapes, and by the process or whatever they're doing, they make certain wines. But apparently, a Cabernet Sauvignon is this kind of plant and grape. Sauvignon Blanc is that.
Oh, God. Oh, you're good.
Yeah. What I'm wondering.
How long does it take before you can actually pick them, though?
I don't know, but let's go over to
5
the end
years.
here.
Cindy just taught you that. You are not listening.
Well, I'm trying to, but I'm wondering, where is the plants for the ripple?
Same place you get the Hawaiian punch grapes.
So now we're going to go and taste some wine. Actually, we're just going to buy a glass.
After you, my dear.
Thank you. So now on to Tin City. And this place is in the heart of Paso Robles. It's actually a concentrated village of creative winemakers and brew and cider masters, distillers, all working at their craft. There's actually even a documentary about it. But first we decided to stop at the Barrel House Brewing Company and catch some lunch at one of their food trucks outside.
What kind of nutritious things do you have there, honey?
Eating, we've got a burger and fries, the American way. But this is a a tater breakfast?
Or tater tots, some cheese, some salsa, some bacon, and eggs
are in there.
Right. And I'm sort of on a diet, so here's what I'm having.
Right.
You're having
I'm
green.
gonna suck alive.
Yeah. Although I am having a Bloody Mary with it, but basically just a real earthy salad.
I don't think so. Right, this is the ice cream place. It's closed, but Cindy said we have to come back for it. I will thank you. Anytime ice cream is involved, I thank you. Oh, it's open. Okay. Dessert is on its way. All right, blueberry lavender. That's what I'm going for.
Tanya.
Yeah.
So we're going for hello.
I got the diet one. It's called chocolate brownie.
Right, we are on day 2 of wine tasting in Paso Robles with Cindy, and Mark's not quite ready yet.
What?
So Cindy has arrived. Hello, Cindy. Oh, thanks. So you're running us into the ground already. Mark slept 10 hours, seriously.
Damn.
He went to bed early, and he got up about 8 o'clock.
You guys, you need to get in shape for my tours.
We're not seasoned. This day is going to kill us because we have 3 wineries, right?
We do have 3 wineries. And he doesn't even drink. It's just stopping and looking at places.
No, that's pretty much it.
He's used to being at the computer. Yeah. For you people. His whole life is for you.
That's right. All right. And as you can see, we're waiting on Mark.
Yeah. Surprise.
Yeah, surprise indeed. All right, where are we? The Springside Cafe. About 9 o'clock. We're getting started early. Mark's out of bed already.
Excellent.
And dressed.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
All right, let's check it out.
All right, Sue, show me your meal quick so I can get down to eat.
All right, French toast and fresh fruit.
Yeah.
Nice cup of coffee.
Mushroom and spinach omelet. And what did you
What did I
get?
get? I got the sinful breakfast. You can tell. Biscuits and gravy aside with an egg on top.
Looks great.
It's
Let's get ready for the winery.
So for day 2, we actually have 3 wineries on our itinerary, and we're starting with Eberle. And what's unique about them is that they have cave tours, but because of COVID, they weren't doing them at the time. You're going to find the iconic boar logo everywhere because the German origin of the name Eberle means small boar. The outdoor patio had a beautiful view of the vineyards. So we tasted a few wines and then we were ready to move on to the next. So I wasn't feeling too well and I decided to go back to the rig and just lie down. I don't think I had like food poisoning, but it could have been the swimming pool I was in the night before because all day long it was filled with little kids. Anyway, I went back to the rig and Mark and Cindy continued on with more wineries.
There's somebody right behind me. But
700 feet. Yep.
we'll have to get the sign on the way out.
The Steinbeck Vineyard and Winery has been owned by one family for 135 years. That's 7 generations and counting. One of the unique things about this winery is that they give vineyard tours in a Jeep.
This is the backyard here of the Steinbeck Winery. And if you've watched the channel for a while, you know that this is the stuff that really interests me. So until I get kicked out of here, I thought I'd take a look at the machinery that you need. This is some serious stuff for picking your grapes or whatever it does. Wow. I mean, you can kind of see the elevation it's at right now, and the handle of my camera right here is the stock, and you just go right into the middle here, and God only knows if those are like a vibrating mechanism. Ah, look at this. Look at the name of it, the rotary pulsator. So that must be it. Some kind of a rotary pulsator. You can imagine how labor intensive this is if you don't have something to assist you. This machinery here obviously is missing the center part of it. For all I know, all this machinery here might be stuff that's either in need of repair or has been retired. Nonetheless, it is still impressive to me. Look at this one. And here's what keeps it all running. The maintenance shop. So this is the portion of the show where you go to yourself, there is no way this old bomber of a Caterpillar is still running. And it actually could be a Caterpillar commercial for how awesome it is to see something this old still being used, because after inspection of this piece of equipment at the Steinbeck Winery, you see that there was a recent fan belt replacement. So this baby, in fact, is still being used. And when you look at the crawler treads, it recently drove up by itself and put itself in this position. What a tribute to Caterpillar. Awesome.
All right, Mark, what about the winery? Okay, let's see what he does with the next one, the Cass Vineyard and Winery.
Cass Vineyards and Tasting Room. Cindy and I just finished a wonderful lunch, and Cindy had a tasting. Really good food here.
This winery does have a cafe, and it actually has a nice selection on the menu, plus a taco bar on weekends and a lot of other events. If you look at their website, you're also going to see a really great video about the owners. One of the unique things I think about this winery is that they have their own B&B, and the rooms are actually built from industrial shipping crates that are perched above the vines on their 145 acres of vineyard. Also, Cass Vineyard partnered with Central Coast Trail Riders, so you can take an hour-long horseback ride around the vineyard, which I think is pretty cool and would definitely have a different perspective. I think we need to come back to this area to explore and experience so much more.
We're kind of wrapping up our day here, and we're going to go back to the rig and see how Sue's doing. We had dropped her off. She wasn't having too good of a day today. We'll check her out. Look at that in the distance. Wonder who the heck lives up there.
And now it's day 3 with our tour with Cindy, and I'm still not feeling so great. But Cindy and Mark went on without me and started with breakfast. And today's tour is going to be of the Adelaide District down Adelaide Road, which is a beautiful winding road up into the mountains, and there's all kinds of wineries. So they decided to just kind of drive through a couple of the wineries and check them out, because there are so many and each one is so unique. But then they decided they're going to end the day with what Cindy calls the best, and that would be the Daou family estate.
This is the part I love of PASO. Going into this part of wine country.
So this is still PASO Robles proper.
It is PASO Robles, yes.
Adelaide Road is a beautiful winding road that rides up into the mountains, overlooking all the rolling hills. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, that hill looks cool.
I know. And then the cypress trees.
Yeah.
Ooh, and beautiful. And then even like this little valley here, dotted with the orchard up on the hill. You see the poofs of trees.
Yeah.
Just incredible. This is where it's kind of a Tuscany look, you know. I've never been to Tuscany, but I see pictures.
Yeah.
With the rolling hills. This is my favorite part right in here. The tunnel of trees.
The tunnel of trees.
First stop is Tablas Creek Vineyard, and that's named after a small creek that runs through the property. The unique thing about Tablas Creek Vineyard is that they recently became the world's first certified regenerative organic wine property. So, regenerative organic certification is a holistic agricultural certification, and that encompasses pasture-based animal welfare, fairness for farmers and workers, and robust requirements for soil health and land management. It all just sounds so perfect. And oh yeah, I also read that you can see their organic vineyards dotted with free-roaming alpacas and sheep. How cool is that?
Well, you belonged here. The place is pretty impressive.
It's very impressive.
This is the real McCoy.
This is, yeah.
And yet, I never would have remembered the name of this in any store I've ever seen.
No, you won't find it in a store. You don't find the really good wines in they don't have like store wines.
Literally everything gets drank just by members having it sent to them and people on the tastings.
And restaurants, they have connections with restaurants.
In the area.
Wherever, they could be in New York. It's just, do they want you to...
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. There's the Jeep that you ride on.
So we're at Halter Ranch in PASO Robles, and Cindy used to be a member of this vineyard, and I can tell you that I wish YouTube had smell-o-vision, because it is the most beautiful smelling area right now. I'll take a few more breaths as soon as I'm done talking here to try to describe it to you, but it's such a beautiful countryside here. This is a really awesome looking working vineyard. All right, I've been deep breathing here enough that I'm actually hyperventilating. It has a very green, very woody type smell. So a deep oxygenated green, and very much smells like wood around here. And you know, I'm smart enough to know it might be partially from the wood chips, but trust me, it is very different smell here. Sue isn't with Cindy and myself today doing this wine tasting. She was a little bit under the weather, and we have to move tomorrow, so rather than push it, she's going to stay back at the rig and take it easy, and I'll spend the day with Cindy, and then Cindy's off back to Valencia, and we will see her then when we reconnect in right outside of South Dakota for a few days, and then we'll be together while we're in South Dakota at Mount Rushmore area.
And I really did hate that I was missing all this, but they continued traveling up the mountain to the top to the next winery.
All right, this is Dauo, D-O-U.
Daou.
D-A-O-U. And you do not want to take the Dutch Star on this.
Oh no.
So it was at this point that I gave them a call just to find out where they were, because I had had a bowl of soup and I was feeling so much better. I thought, I just don't want to miss the whole thing. So when I talked to Cindy, she said, all I'm going to say is we just arrived at Dauo, and it's probably the most breathtaking view we've seen yet. I knew right away I had to get going, so I hopped in the van and I actually caught up with them there.
I'm telling you, it's times like this and I'm glad that I have a drone. So Sue, just walk over here. I want to get your reaction looking at the place.
Oh, I could see it when I was coming up.
Yeah.
This is all lavender too, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. 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 Did you get a lot of shots of this?
Not enough because I'm an amateur, but I did.
Marco, I forgot my rig.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Well, you can take my rig. We'll.
All right.
Oh, you use mine. So Sue's back joining us. She was a little under the weather.
Yeah.
How's your weather right now?
My weather's good.
Okay, good.
My weather's good. If I can eat, come out of the way so they can park.
Yeah.
Let's do a, this is a perfect place for a selfie, for
Okay.
a thumbnail.
We'll do a selfie thumbnail.
Two brothers, Georges and Daniel Dauo, are the proprietors and visionaries of the Dauo Winery and Vineyard. They were born in Lebanon, and if you look at their story on their website, it's quite interesting. There was a winery on the mountain when they bought it, And Georges and Daniel acquired the original Hoffman Mountain Ranch property, and they completely restored the original Redwood winery, preserving a really vital part of Paso Robles history. And then they turned it into this amazing place to come and enjoy their wine and the view. I mean, this, I would say, is the big attraction to this winery. Besides the great wine, it's the view. Dauo Mountain rises 2,200 feet in elevation in the hills with breathtaking views, and it's the highest winery in the central coast of California.
So what do you think, hon? Next time we'll sit here?
This is a place to sit. Look at this view. This is just outstanding.
Wow.
Because of its location, climate, soil, and even ripening, it's perfect for growing certain wines. And Cindy actually was so impressed with the wine that she joined the membership. What I was impressed with was all the different areas that you can sit and just enjoy the view. And just when you think you saw them all, there's more places to sit. We are definitely coming back here. Thanks for joining us.